We're here at Greg's house right now, and right here is his Corolla. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff to be done. When do you got to have this done, Greg?
About a month and a half.
About a month and a half. So let's go through. Let's just go a little bit through with what all is done to the car, and then what actually needs to be done to get this thing rolling and under its own power in a month and a half.
Well, where to begin? There's so much. Originally the car, I owned it in Okinawa. Had it shipped down from mainland Japan. It originally had the stock engine in it. Had it in it for about a week and was unhappy with the power. The 4As in these, they make okay power. It's, it's like a go-kart. It gets itself around, but like I said, I wasn't happy, and guy I knew there in Okinawa had a shop, and he had an SR20 laying around. He had pulled out of a car and ended up picking it up. So $1,200 later, I had an SR for the car, the 5-speed that was in it, and pretty much started the process of putting the swap. Finished the swap, towed the car a little bit there in Okinawa, did a couple events back and forth between mainland and back, and one night I was driving home in the rain and got hit by a little K-van. So a little K-van, if people don't know what that is it looks like a little square box, even shorter than what the actual Corolla is, and I ended up having to rebuild the whole front end on it. Changed the car around, didn't really care, was going to use it as a beat around car, and that's pretty much what I did with it. Got orders to Holloman, shipped the car back, maybe drove the car 2 or 3 times there in Holloman before separating and moving here to Las Vegas. Pulled the SR out of it, sold it off, wasn't really deciding what I was going to do with the car yet, and didn't really want to beat up on it. It's right-hand drive, there's not too many of them here in the U.S., and finally decided I was going to go through the whole car. So I took the car down, interior out, engine out, and been slowly buying parts and putting it back together. Went through the whole rear end, took it apart, rebuilt it, upgraded it. The car now has adjustable arms on it, redid all the springs. I have Mustang shocks on the rear now, but I'm probably going to throw my old ones that are on the wall back on there and run it with those. Slowly working my way kind of forward. The rear end's done on the car. Just got to throw the other caliper on the other side. Going to rebuild the front there. The front's already struts welded on with coilovers and Swift springs. So, like I said, the car handled like a dream before, so it'll handle like a dream again. And just kind of changing the look. I have a buddy here in town who's going to help me strip the car down. He's going to throw paint on it. Haven't really decided on a color. Probably going to go with the new Dodge Gray, the Destroyer Gray that Dodge has out. So it should look pretty good on the car.
Very nice.
This SR that's going in the car now, the other one ran a T28 out of S15 on an S13 blacktop. This is actually a red top, but it's running a 2871 hybrid turbo on it. And just slowly been throwing on extra stuff. And I have a divorced downpipe, so it's got an external wastegate that'll kind of shoot it outside, so change the tone a little bit, so it won't be too bad.
What are your power numbers, or what are you hoping to get?
Probably once it's in the car and retuned again, I'll probably put it safely somewhere around the 300 mark.
Oh, that'll get her going.
But the car only weighs 1870 as it did before with the old SR, so the weight hasn't changed any, just going through and pretty much freshening everything. So pulled off the stock trim. I didn't like the stock door trim on it. And for being an Okinawa car, well, mainland car shipped to Okinawa, it really doesn't have hardly any rust. There's one small spot on that passenger side or U.S. driver's side that was behind the trim that I never saw. So once we do the body work on it, all that'll get cleaned up and repatched with metal and then paint the car. So I'm trying to rush to get it done. Friend on Instagram, J. Co. has a DR30 Skyline. They have the Nostalgia Meet in California that I want to get the car done by. So hopefully we'll meet that deadline. Shouldn't be too bad.
Well, there you guys have it. Big project for a month and a half, huh?
Nah, not too bad.
Well, I'm sure Greg can do it. He sounds pretty
I had it
confident.
stripped in a day and a half, so it
Yeah.
shouldn't be too bad. It's not the first time I've taken it apart.
Up Garage. For those of you guys who don't know, you guys need to look that up. That's probably one of the coolest stores ever. I first found out about that on Speed Hunters probably 4 or 5 years ago. And I just couldn't believe that a place like that kind of existed. But I mean, I guess it's only in Japan, and I know people have been trying to start Up Euro Garage and stuff like that, but nothing will ever top the original Up Garage.